So yesterday, me and the team at Web3 Devs discovered a pretty significant security vulnerability that pretty much all Ethereum developers are potentially subject to. Now, me and the team and security vulnerability uh, really means that I did something stupid, and then the team came up behind me and figured out what I did wrong and told me not to do it again. However, it's a pretty easy mistake to make if you're not being too careful, so I thought I would share what happened here on this channel in order to save others from losing real live network ether. So here's what happened. So first, I had MetaMask connected to the Rinkeby testnet. I quickly realized I had no ether in that account. So what I did, I just happened to, as a second check, view account on Etherscan. Now, when I looked at Etherscan, I had a mini heart attack because I did not initiate pretty much any of these transactions. And I looked back even worse. It goes back months, transactions that I did not initiate. So immediately my mind went to thinking that I had gotten hacked. So after looking around and trying to determine what happened and how I could have got hacked, here's what we finally discovered. When you initiate a test network locally, a lot of us are going to use Truffle Dev. Now, one of the advantages of using Truffle Dev is that it creates all these accounts for you with private keys and with the seed phrase. However, as of the latest Truffle version, it uses the same private keys and the same seed every time you run this command. And everyone that runs this command generates the same private keys. That's great for development locally. It keeps things consistent, so you're not always having to change your keys. But then what I had done, apparently, is connected locally to that Truffle Dev, and I'm using the keys there. That all worked fine. That's well and good. But then what happens is if you change the network on the same MetaMask wallet, the same account, here I changed to the Rinkeby test network. It generates the same account number, which means it's using the same private keys. So everyone that connects to Rinkeby and is familiar with these private keys could access that account. What's to make it worse is that if you transfer over to the main network, the network with real money and real ether on it, it creates the same account there. So these are all using the same private keys as you switch from network to network. I'm not really sure that that should be happening. I think MetaMask should probably silo these accounts, but it is happening. So be aware of that. You need to create new accounts every time you connect to another network. So let's take a little look on Etherscan at this on the live network. So you can see if you look at this on the live network, every time anyone has used that address and transferred money in, it almost immediately, I mean, within like 2 minutes, this one within 10 seconds, it gets transferred out to some other address. I imagine this is some bot doing this that has realized this vulnerability and that people are doing this. But Aaron over at Web3 Devs did some digging, and it's to the tune of thousands and thousands of dollars that have basically been jacked from people because they were using an address that they thought was unique and was not unique. In fact, an address that everybody that knows what they're doing had the private keys to. So that's a word of warning. Always create new addresses when you're switching between networks. And thanks for watching. Hopefully the same thing doesn't happen to you.